this is really fascinating. And this was an insight that came to me actually very early in my meditation. It was still when I was in the Peace Corps in Thailand, just getting into it. So what I'm about to say doesn't require years and years of practice to understand, but it does require kind of an interest in looking, and it has to do with understanding the nature of time, and past and future. So, for example, when we really ask the question, what is the past? What is the future? Right? How do we experience them? So we have certain thoughts in the moment, of memories, of recollections, of remembrances. Those are thoughts in the moment, but we create a concept around those thoughts. We call it past. And then it's as if we throw that concept out behind us, as if there's a reality of the past. And we do the same thing with future. We have certain thoughts of planning, or I wish the meditation were over, or some fantasy about where we're going to go. They're actually thoughts in the moment, but we create a concept about those thoughts, concept of future, and then with some mental gymnastic, we kind of throw the concept out ahead of us as if the future is waiting there for us. And of course, these concepts are useful. I'm not at all suggesting we don't use the concepts past and future, but to see that our actual experience of past and future is always as just a thought in the moment. When we don't see that, it's as if we're carrying these concepts of past and future like huge mountains on our shoulders. We go through our lives burdened, often terribly burdened, by past, or terribly burdened by future anxiety or whatever it may be, to begin to see that the actuality is that it's just a thought in the moment, whatever it may be. It may be an exciting thought or a difficult thought, but it is just a thought. The thought itself is very light. The burden of past and future is really heavy. So when I saw this, oh yeah, the past, it's just a thought that I'm having now. Or some future, it's just a thought that I'm having now. It felt like those mountains were shed. This comes up a lot in meditation, and it's very interesting to apply this understanding to our feelings about the practice vis-a-vis time. Oh, this sitting will never end. And we're just imagining, 15 more minutes. I'll never make it. So we're creating the future, thinking of the future 15 minutes and thinking this is unbearable. So we're getting lost in that future world. But what actually is happening? It's just a thought in the moment. 15 more minutes to go. Thinking. It's just a thought. The thought disappears. Or if we're having a good sitting, maybe good in the sense of, it's calm, it's concentrated, we're kind of happy with what's happening. I only have 15 more minutes. I wish it were 3 hours. That's also just the creation of a future thought in the mind, and it's just a thought.
But seeing that is like a pretty thunderous moment. It can be.
Yes.
I mean, to go back to Star Wars, it's a little bit like destroying the Death Star. I mean, this...
Absolutely, and that's why it was so, for me personally, it was like that. It was like a remarkable understanding of how we experience time and how we create the burden of past and future by not seeing what our actual experience of it is in the moment as being just a thought. It was a big thing.